The almighty Prince Vegeta!
What's good, people? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video, and today I'm going to be doing my viable sparking tier list during part 2 of the 4th year anniversary. But I'm not alone today. Obviously, if you've watched one of my previous tier lists, a lot of the time I am joined by the king of the Mexicans himself, Varebarra. What's good, bro?
What's poppin'?
Alright, cool. So, Tier 1 and Tier 2, as you can see right now, I haven't really ordered them too much, to be honest. Tier 2, these units literally you never see played at all. Maybe once in a while you see them on the bench, or maybe in the lower ranks you see them, or if it's like a meme team or something. Then Tier 1, you might see these units a little bit more regularly, but hardly at all as well. A lot of these units are either bench or they have a better option on one of their teams, so they don't really see much play. So in Tier 2, Goten, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Rose, Majin Vegeta, UI Goku and Beerus. Then in Tier 1, the new transforming Vegeta, Piccolo, Super Saiyan Gogeta, the free-to-play one, Gogeta Blue, Nameku, Bardock and Kid Buu. So not really too much to say on those units, to be honest. Going up to S. Now this is pretty much the same thing, but these units, I feel like on at least one of their teams, they are maybe the core option, or they're preferred in some cases to one of the options on their teams, and you might see them a little bit more frequently. So 8 Vegeta, you know, he could be Tier 1, but with his new plat, he is pretty decent, and he is the best red on Frieza Force in my opinion. Jiren, Evo, the free-to-play Trunks, FSK, Corrupted Merge Zamasu, and Beerus. So yeah, once again, not going to go into too much detail on those units because you might not see them a lot, but you do see them more than the Tier 1 and Tier 2 units in my opinion. Now, this is where things get spicy. Going up to S+. So, I'll start off. LF Full Power Frieza. Now this might be a little bit harsh because of how good LOE is, and he is the best yellow on LOE, but 2 of the top 5 best units in the game right now are red. They're in pretty much every single game. If you're not facing MUI, you're facing droids. So how high can you realistically put him? He is suffering a little bit. He doesn't take damage very well. So yeah, that's the only reason why he's the bottom of S+. He is a fantastic unit still. Isn't a liability by any means, but the meta just isn't the best place for him at the moment, to be honest. Blue Boys Var?
I mean, they're just there because of mono purple. They're still pretty frail. I mean, other than that, they're just there. Like, if it wasn't for mono purple, bro, they'd probably be like, we're apish, low-key.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because they're super squishy, man. Like, they can get one carded.
Yeah, I guess I can't even disagree with you, bro. Super Vegito, more or less the same thing. I think he still looks his best on mono purple. You can use him on Fusion Warriors. He obviously doesn't die in one card. He tanks pretty well, but well, I say pretty well. He tanks okay. No unit really tanks pretty well anymore, but he tanks okay. Does decent damage, especially if he has Zenkai buffs. But on Fusion Warriors, which isn't, you know, the greatest tag right now, they do need like one special unit again, which they may be getting soon. You know, maybe. So yeah, he's okay, but I can't really put him any higher than this, to be honest. Vegito Blue and Broly Var, you might as well do both. I know you've used them a lot more extensively than I have since VB got his Zenkai and Broly got his plat, so...
Alright, so VB, he's one of those characters like you want to bring him in and then switch him out like after you're doing your combo. He loses his buffs really fast. Like literally everything he has is timed, but in that time he's doing pretty good. But after that, I mean, it's like he's pretty dookie. He does tank pretty decently. He has a lot of sustained damage cuts, but like I said, they're all timed. Like when you have to pop the main for one, another one lasts like, I don't know, like 15 counts or some shit. Broly, honestly, pretty cracked. Not like cracked, but he's just good. He's number 2 on movies. Not number 2, the number 2 blue on movies. There you go. I mean, like his only competition is Ultra Gogeta. But yeah, he does a lot more, arguably more damage than Gogeta. And yeah.
Yeah. I faced VB the other day, and obviously when I was using LOE, I'm either using ranged or support characters, and he is obviously best against melee characters, right? And
yeah.
he was doing absolutely shocking damage against my first form Frieza, bro. Like, it was embarrassing. It was,
Oh, yeah, like,
bro,
he's
like,
one of the,
100k to 150k per strike card, like, terrible.
No, yeah. There's times where he's like very inconsistent. I'll say that. Like, there's times where I've seen clips where he just solos teams, like literally, because the opponent just keeps switching and like giving him all these buffs. But like, there's other clips where he just does dog shit. Like, he does nothing at all.
Yeah. Gogeta 4. He's in a little bit of a sticky position because his only team is Fusion Warriors, and Fusion Warriors aren't in the greatest place, really. They're okay, you can still use them. You know, if you're like a Fusion Warriors main and you've got Gogeta 4 at 14 stars, you have Super Gogeta at 14 stars, Super Vegeta at 14 stars, then yeah, of course, you can still use them in the top ranks and you'll get along fine. But for the most part, I really don't see them too much. And yeah, I mean, if he had more teams, maybe he'd be higher. He's still a great unit, you know. Gogeta 4 still does a lot, but I think it's just got to that stage at the moment. He's starting to drift off. He's starting to show his age a little bit. He doesn't tank as well as he did. His damage is okay, but nothing special. The 2 cover changes are still nice. The cover nullification he gets on his green is still nice. Obviously cancels buffs. Still a good unit, but just not what he was. Super Saiyan 4 Goku Var. I know you love this unit, so...
Bro. Strike FSK, bro. He's so good. It's just his teams are so ass. Like, oh, I mean, they're not ass. Like, sometimes he's actually in a good position right now because it's him, MUI, Super Saiyan 3 Go, Dragon Fist, Revivon, and like, all sometimes really needs is a melee-based blue unit, and then they're good. Like, they're super good. Maybe make them defensive, I don't know, but he's pretty held back by his teams. He does so much damage. He tanks pretty decently too. His plat busted, and yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say, bro. He's just really good.
I completely agree with you, bro. Completely agree. The last time we did this list, I believe it was the last time we did this list. I think, yeah, it was the last time we did this list. So you put him around this same mark. And I was like, I'm not too sure. You know, I had him at like 4 stars at the time, and I was thinking, maybe this guy has been smoking a little bit of pot before he started the tier list. But I got him to 6, used him. I thought, yeah. This guy is good. This guy is very good, especially as a last man standing. Like, his damage is crazy. If he had card draw speed, yeah, I think without a shadow of a doubt, it'd be a Z unit. I think it'd be Z tier.
The one thing that I think that cucks him is his green card, because they want you to have him last man standing. But his green card doesn't really help you out there, you know?
Yeah, if he gave him like Vanishing Gauge recovery or something, like Namaku's does.
Yeah. Something like that.
I think that's what's missing. 1 spot above him, we have Future Gohan, who, with him, I think Future is just carrying his ass. Future is carrying his ass. I think, to be honest, right now I'd rather have Tapion on leader slot on Future than have Future Gohan. I think Tapion has just completely replaced him in every way. He does everything that Future Gohan does, but better, does more damage, he tanks better. He doesn't have endurance, but everything else, he literally does better than Future Gohan. Everything. He's the same colour as him as well. And even though Tapion has less teams, he only really has powerful opponent and movies, you can put him on the leader slot and he'll just be... He's so good, man. Tapion is so good. But Future Gohan, obviously, been one of the best aging units over the last year and a half. But he's starting to show his age now. He really doesn't take damage too well. He does hardly any damage at all. He has some decent utility. Can get his gauge back on his strikes. He goes type neutral. Obviously has his disruption and support. But for the most part, he is starting to show his age. And then, you know what, I'll do First Form Frieza as well because I love this unit. So First Form Frieza, the best support on LoE. Best support on Frieza Force. I've been using him quite a bit with Ape. Obviously that's not his most viable setup, but I'm an Ape guy, so what can I say? But everything he does for LoE, the sub count manipulation, his ult as well, I swear, bro, his ult it shouldn't hit as hard as it does. It feels like supreme damage. It honestly feels like supreme damage. It's crazy. But the main thing with him, obviously, is support, holds a blue card as well, which is perfect because the whole niche of LoE is the blue card damage. And yeah, it just works so well with the rest of the team. Revival Frieza?
I mean, I don't know shit about Blizzards, but all I know is that he heals, has a revive,
Goes type neutral.
He is damage inflicted. Yeah, it goes type neutral. He's just really good. I mean, I only have a 9, so I can't really judge him too much.
He reduces sub count on both his main abilities as well.
Oh, yeah, Dragon Ball manipulation 2 on his second main. Blue card. I don't use the Blizzard, bro. So all you gotta know, he's arguably the best for you. Arguably.
He's cracked, bro. He's cracked. I'll let you do Sword of Hope as well. I've got that fucker at 2 stars.
Oh yeah, Sword of Hope, man. This fool does so much strike damage. He has endurance. You know, his gauge stops combos. I mean, the only thing that is just like 18 just absolutely wrecks the dude. That's pretty much it. And then, you know, future, you could put him with droids, and then he's just cracked with other support. You could run him, droids, and then like the green Vegeta up there for like double support, and he's gonna be doing insane work. But yeah, I mean, and he has a strike overchange. You know, it's just, he's really good.
Yeah, he's a great unit for sure. Tapion, went over Tapion a little bit when I was talking about Future Gohan, but Tapion is, I feel like he's better than Whis, right? I feel like as a unit, he has more to him than Whis does. But Whis is so cracked alongside certain units. Like if you put Whis alongside the droids, obviously because he holds a green card, he just makes the droids just cracked. Like they're so hard to deal with. But I feel like Tapion as a unit as a whole has more to him than Whis does. He does more damage. Who would you say tanks better of the two?
Shit. Probably Tapion.
Yeah, so he does more damage, he tanks better. Obviously doesn't hold a green, which goes in Whis' favour. I feel like Whis just, he has the better, I can't even say he has the better team, because movies are so good. It's tight, man.
I mean,
it's
he's
tight.
just on the best team, man. It's MUI droids in him.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to give him something. I'm trying to think, why is he above Tapion? But now that I think about it, it's hard, because Tapion I feel like is a better unit than Whis. I feel like he'll age better than Whis, he has more to him than Whis, but Whis just is on the best team right now, so it's hard to put, you know, Whis low on this list when he is one of the core members of the best team in the game. So yeah, but what do you like about Tapion? I know you're a movies main, so
bro, he does literally everything. He does damage, he tanks, he's basically the rush fodder. Him being the rush fodder, like he does hella AoE damage with the Harurugan with his big ass. Like his debuffs are crazy. Like every time he gets hit, he debuffs the enemy like for their health restoration, and then they take more damage, I think. And then every time he gets hit, he seals their strikes. So basically, when you kill him, your strikes are sealed. So like that's one of the techniques I use. Like every time like they trick a rush, I just go into Tapion, and then I just attack them like right after that, because their strikes are sealed, so I can just do whatever the fuck I want. Like. And then on main, he seals like blast guards too. So like if you tap attack him and he pops main, guess what? Strikes and blast are sealed. He has a team heal. Bro, he literally does everything.
yeah, he does. He's so good, man. One of the best 1% sparking units we've had in a very long time. Very long time. Whis, not really too much to say about Whis really. He's on the best team, the minus card draw speed. Holds a green card. He gets cover null for what is it, like 60 counts?
Whis?
Yeah, something like that. Has good support abilities. It's modern day Vados basically. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, speaking of locking cards. Now this, with him, it's a little bit harsh. It's kind of the same as LF Full Power Frieza. He's just really suffering because of his colour right now. If MUI and droids weren't red, he'd still be a Z tier unit for sure. But he doesn't take damage the best since losing his featured boosts. His damage has taken a little bit of a hit as well. He still does okay damage. He doesn't like, you know, he doesn't tickle or anything like that. He still does okay damage, but not what he did. But with him, obviously, his field control is crazy good because he keeps getting his Vanish back. The perfect Vanish Master.
Yeah, dude.
His ult hits very well still as well. He's great at farming Dragon Balls, but I just don't really see him as the threat that he was like literally a month ago or 2 months ago, which is crazy. It's crazy how fast things change.
Yeah.
Revival Gohan. Now I've shit on this guy for a while, and I'm kind of eating my words right now because since Tapion came out, his support, like Tapion is making units look crazy again. Like if you put Tapion with any movies unit that does damage, they just look crazy. They look crazy. Obviously Tapion giving strike damage on his main for like, how long was it, like 50 counts he gives strike damage for?
50 count. Yeah.
Yep, he gives normal damage. What is it, like 25% on switch?
Yep.
He just makes any strike-based movies unit. He makes them look crazy. So
And then Gohan has the same effect as Broly, where it's like he's pressing a card, he's getting a damage buff.
exactly. On his first main ability before he revives, obviously heals the team, gives damage to the team. Then obviously when he revives, has an AoE green. His blue card does like ridiculous damage. Like Revive Han's blue card is ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous. I only got him at 5 stars. I one-shotted a 9-star Jiren. MUI I've one-shotted a couple of times. It's crazy, and a lot of it is down to Tapion. I won't even lie, but he still does insane damage. Obviously, he doesn't tank very well. His tanking is shocking. Like you could 2-card or 3-card his first life, and then 1-card his revival state as well with like a blue card or something. He doesn't tank very well at all, but does a lot of damage. He's on one of the best teams in the game, and because he does have a revival, he does offer Rising Rush control as well. So, yeah. Okay, going up to Z. So obviously, you don't really use LOE, so you know, I'll just talk about him, and then you can talk about the next fucking 3 units.
Yeah, go for it.
So, this Frieza, his damage for a 1% sparking unit is crazy. He might even have the best damage we've ever seen for a 1% sparking unit. Like, this guy's blast damage is cracked. Obviously, he doesn't tank too well. He does heal up every card he uses. Or is it every card he draws?
What?
Is it every card he uses that he gets health?
The first 6 cards he draws, he gets damage, and then he heals every card, that he gets.
Yeah. So when you pop his main ability, if he's got like, if you start with him, right, and he's taken quite a lot of damage, and you just pop that main ability, he literally goes up to like half or 3/4 of his health. Like, it's crazy. His health restoration is crazy. His blue card, obviously type neutral, does insane damage. His blast damage is insane, especially if you're facing blue units that use blast armor. So for example, if you're facing like Super Gogeta or Broly or VB, and you manage to land a blast while they're using their strikes, the damage is insane, like crazy. His green card, very nice as well. The first time you use it, he draws a blue. Works really well with the rest of the LOE units, all of them being blast based. He reduces Dragon Balls, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Every time he gets hit for the first 2 times.
Yeah, they literally all do that, bro. Literally every LOE unit does that shit.
Yep.
And yeah, just a crazy 1% sparking. What can I say? One of the best 1% sparking units in the game right now. Well, the best, according to this list. So, yep, the best 1% sparking unit.
I agree. I mean, that's the reason I 14 started his ass.
Yeah. I mean, who don't you 14 star, bro? You 14 star EXs.
Damn.
This man's got... Have you got urine at 14?
Yeah, that bitch not leave me alone, bro.
This guy, he's an animal. Okay, if you want to do the next 3 units, just go ahead, bro.
Alright, Vegeta. That fool does a lot of damage. He has a lock-in, supports, tanks, heals. Yeah. I mean, it is very evident. Like, even if you're type disadvantage, it'll hella damage. His lock-in is still one of the craziest things. You know, you could just, like, literally snipe a character. Like Ultra Gogeta, you pop a card with him, boom, and then pop the ult, he's probably dead. Plus he has, like, his plat, which, Zenkai, he has all that other stuff. And plus it's not going to be just him anyway. Like, you're going to be running him with droids, probably, which is going to give you more support. And then he's on the best team, too, future. Speaking of future, so he has like one of the most busted plats. He reduces Dragon Balls on cover, does extra damage to Saiyans and hybrids. So, him and droids just go ham whenever you're fighting a Saiyans or hybrid unit. It's just absolutely insane. What else does he do? I forgot what the fuck. Oh, he has like Vanish Restore. Yeah, dude, I think he probably has the best anti-revive mechanic, especially with like Revive Han on the rise. You can just bring Cell and then cripple his ass, and then there you go. You don't gotta deal with that shit no more. Dragon Fist. This dude does so much damage, and he combos forever too. The only downside to him is that he's pretty squishy. Especially with like I was saying, Cell and droids everywhere. They're doing extra damage to Saiyans. Like, there was one time where I got one-shotted from a 9-star Cell, and I have a 14-star Dragon Fist. It was crazy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but like his kit is just really good. He's healing on every card. His gauge can literally bring you back the game, since it gives you back your vanish. You're stealing the enemy vanish. he snipes with his blue. His green gives you hella key, gives you a card. He's just crazy.
Yeah, crazy unit. Next up, we do then have MUI Goku, the third best unit in the game in my opinion. Offers so much, man. The double cover change, the field control you get with him, the fact that you can continuously get his gauge back with his strikes, with his green card. He's also really good at extending combos, has permanent card draw speed. When you do pop his green, he gets key and a strike card as well. Also has supreme damage on his ult. If he's last man standing, he gets endurance. So a lot of utility. He's on some of the best teams in the game. And honestly, when I'm facing a skilled MUI player, it's just hell, bro. Sometimes it can just be hell. Like, some of the MUI players I've seen, they're untouchable. So, yeah, definitely a top 3 unit in the game for me. Just narrowly better than Dragon Fist, just because I feel like he has that little bit more utility. But, yeah, number 3 for me. And then Super Gogeta. I'll briefly discuss Super Gogeta, then I'll let you discuss Dreads. So, Super Gogeta, still the second best unit in the game in my opinion. It'll be interesting to see, once the droids lose their featured boosts, how they'll match up against him, because he hasn't had his boost for a very long time, and he's still, like, crazy. He actually hasn't even aged a day. I mean, when you think about all the crazy offensive utility that he has blast armor on pretty much everything. He has a stop time green that he gets key for, and nullifies cover changes. He's the only unit in the game to have 2 ultimates. Every time his gauge fills up, he heals and he gets a blue card. He can lock his opponent in twice whenever he loses an ally. Like, the guy's just crazy. So, yeah, I can't see this guy aging anytime soon. He's also on one of the best teams in the game in movies. He's on Super Saiyans if you want to run him there. He's on Fusion Warriors. You could even run him on Saiyans if you want to. So, yeah, a crazy unit, man. He's probably the unit I hate facing the most in this game. Probably even more than droids. Just because there are times, like the way you play, for example, you float to mid-range. You can't blast him.
Yeah.
You can't strike him because he's going to get a perfect vanish. So, sometimes he's just impossible to fight against. Literally impossible. But as of right now, there is one unit in this game that is one tier above the rest. And that is, of course, androids in Z+. Var?
Yeah, they're pretty stupid. But before I talk about droids, I forgot to mention, but Super Saiyan 3 Goku is also on movies. So it's like, you read him with Tapion and Ultra Vegeta, you're not losing. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, droids. Literally, bro, like, I remember last minute grind, I used that team, I just did not lose. Droids, they literally do everything, bro. Like, they go through cover changes, they draw cards from getting cards, like, it's so stupid. They're reducing enemy key, they're reducing your card, like, they do literally everything. Dragon Ball manipulate, like, you can name it.
Yeah.
And I already know somebody will be like, oh, they don't have blast armor on their strikes. Well, guess what? They have it on their blue card. It doesn't matter. 18 is taking your A vanish for 3rd green card. 17 is the long range green. Like, bro, they ramp up too. Like, every card that you do, they get a damage buff, and then every time their combo ends, they get a damage buff. So you drop combo with these guys, you just win the game essentially. And then they're the best team in the game.
Oh,
so
correct.
you can run with Vegeta and
correct.
Cell, and then like or Trunks, you have endurance option. Or guess what? You can run them with motherfucking Tapion, who's on PO, and you can support them even more. And then he's on the best team in the game, which is Droids MUI Whis, who's getting even more support than Tapion. But and then he also has a green card, which guess what? That's what they excel in. They get their green cards. They just go through all the cover changes and everything.
Yeah.
That was kind of a rant. My bad.
I don't even blame you, bro. They're fucking cracked, man. They are fucking cracked.
They're
Like,
so stupid.
while they've got the featured boost, like, I don't think any unit they release right now could even come close to them. Like, they are cracked. I think the only hope we have is that when they lose their featured boost, they're really squishy. But yeah, their offensive capabilities is just through the roof. They literally, like he said, they do everything. Literally everything.
Yeah, dude, like they're literally the reason why nobody in the game can take it anymore. Like, that's literally it.
Yeah.
Like, it's because of these dudes.
For real. It's, bro, they're just cracked. What can I say? But yeah, that is our tier list. Is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Sub to Joku, who's on his way to 1K, and sub to me, I'm like 80 away from 4K, so shoot through. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah, as Var said, he is 80 subs away from 4K, 4,000. If you're not subbed to Var, you most likely are if you're subbed to me, but if you're not, by some off chance, go over, sub to the Ultimate Mexican Life Form. He uploads every day, fire content. The first guy in the community to get every unit to 14 stars, and every unit that matters anyway, unless it's Kel, Caulifla, and Kefla. But
yeah, fuck those bitches.
But yeah, go over, sub to Var, get him to 4K, and yeah, that is our tier list. Thank you guys for watching as always. Yeah, sub to Joku. You know, if you're feeling generous, you know, sub to Joku. But
yeah, sub to the Birch Man.
Thank you guys for watching as always. Like, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you in the next one.
Bye bye.